Full side plank is a really tough position to get into, so I'm going to give you a modification here. Actually, there's several modifications that we could do. So the first one is that you would come down onto your forearms and you would tuck a fist into your elbow, and then you can step back. Let me move up a little bit. So you can step back, so then on the mat, you'll step back and you can again stagger one foot in front of the other. We're going to work on driving energy down through that forearm now. So you can have a fist to make it a little more challenging. You can have a flat palm to give yourself a little more help. We're using the shoulder, but we're using the lat, so we're inside that upper back. We're driving that hip away from your mat right now by using the obliques. Then you'll reach the arm up. Again, chin is where the neck feels good. So maybe sometimes if you look down, it feels better. Find a reach. Or you can always look up through the fingertips. And I want you to constantly think about getting that left hip to pull up towards the sky, or the right hip, depending on what side you are. So essentially I'm getting the hip that's close to the mat as far away from the mat as I can. That's one modification, that's one way to modify. And when you come out of these poses, always give yourself the gift of just kind of relaxing, stretching out a little bit through your low spine. You can take the hips side to side, just rounding up through your low back. Another way to modify it, and this would be a little bit less of a challenge, and if you don't have wrist issues, would be to keep that wrist under the shoulder, keep that knee under the hip, kick your foot out, and just straighten that top leg. So we're here, we're still lifting, not as much work, more in the shoulder, more in the upper body, a lot less in the core. And you can also find the reach here, or look down, find what feels better for you. So there's another modification. And then when you come out, also, your shoulders can start to get a little bit exhausted, or at least that one shoulder, so you can shrug and roll the shoulders out. So that's another option. Or you can come into the pose this way, where you step back and take the turn, and then stacking those hips, you can bring your top foot and you can bend it, and that takes a lot of the weight out of the upper body and the core. And then you can find the reach here, so you can put it into that left leg. And you can always find the reach overhead. We're still lifting up, driving through that hip, but now you have that foot where you can push off the foot as well. And always come out of it nice and easy and slow. I like to come into child's pose a lot, just because it's a very loving, relaxing pose where you can let everything go and take a moment to regroup.